The transfer market is already heating up, and chaos is starting to unfold across Europe. At Liverpool, Arne Slot's job is hanging by a thread. After 4 straight defeats, the pressure on him has reached boiling point. Over in Spain, Robert Lewandowski's once untouchable position at Barcelona looks to be over, with Atlético Madrid circling like vultures. Marseille have made a bold move for Real Madrid's young Brazilian prodigy Endrick, and Paris Saint-Germain are ready to flex their financial muscles again, this time with their eyes on Newcastle's star midfielder, Sandro Tonali. The football world is buzzing, and every headline feels like the calm before another storm. At the center of it all, Robert Lewandowski's uncertain future is stirring up the biggest headlines in Spain. The Polish legend, once the pride of Barcelona's frontline, seems to be fading out of favor under Hansi Flick. Week by week, the writing becomes clearer. Ferran Torres is getting more minutes, and Lewandowski's role is shrinking. He still wants to stay, reportedly willing to take a pay cut just to play another season. But Barcelona's board has other plans. With his injuries piling up and his contract nearing its end, the club has decided not to renew his deal. For a player who carried so much of Barcelona's attack in recent seasons, it's a painful end to a glorious run. But when one door closes, another might open. Atlético Madrid, always opportunistic under Diego Simeone, are watching closely. A move for Lewandowski fits their playbook perfectly, a proven veteran striker who could lead the line in a disciplined, tactical system. Simeone knows how to get the best out of seasoned forwards, and with Alexander Sørloth possibly leaving, a space could open up. AC Milan are also interested, but sources suggest Atletico are leading the race. For Lewandowski, staying in Spain and competing at a high level makes far more sense than a lucrative but career-ending move to Saudi Arabia or MLS. He wants one more big European chapter before calling time on his career, and Atletico could offer just that. Meanwhile, Liverpool fans are watching their club fall apart before their eyes. Arne Slot, once hailed as a visionary appointment after Jurgen Klopp's departure, now finds himself walking a tightrope. 4 losses in a row, to Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, Chelsea, and most painfully Manchester United at Anfield, have left supporters stunned. It's been more than a decade since Liverpool endured a losing streak like this. The mood has shifted dramatically from excitement to frustration. Slot insists the performances aren't as bad as the results suggest. He points to the number of chances created, the near misses, and the lack of composure in front of goal. But the excuses are running out. The cold numbers don't lie. 4 consecutive defeats, defensive lapses, and an attack that looks more confused than clinical. Even worse, Liverpool's big-money signing Alexander Isak has yet to score a Premier League goal. Brought in for a massive $125 million from Newcastle, his transfer was supposed to announce a new era. Instead, he's looked sluggish, unsure, and drained of confidence. The chemistry that once defined Liverpool's attack under Klopp has vanished. The pressing intensity is gone, and the system that once terrified opponents looks disjointed. For Slot, every match feels like a test of survival now. At a club like Liverpool, patience runs thin when the results disappear. If he can't turn things around soon, the Anfield crowd's faith will run out, and so might his time in charge. Further south in France, another dramatic plotline is unfolding. Paris Saint-Germain, never ones to sit idle, are preparing another ambitious move, this time targeting Newcastle's Sandro Tonali. The French champions are reportedly readying a $60 million bid for the Italian midfielder, a player who's become central to Eddie Howe's system. Tonali's control, composure, and tactical intelligence have made him the heartbeat of Newcastle's midfield, dictating the rhythm of games with quiet authority. Losing him would be a huge blow for the Magpies, not just technically but symbolically. Newcastle's ownership group has made it clear they want to build a lasting project, one that challenges Europe's elite. Selling a player like Tonali would feel like a step backward. Still, money talks. PSG's interest is real, and their offer could test Newcastle's resolve. The club insists it has no financial need to sell, but the final decision might rest with Tonali himself. If he believes he can compete for more trophies in Paris, the temptation could prove too strong. For PSG, he represents more than just another signing. He's a chance to rebuild the midfield around a player who can both destroy and create, someone who balances flair with control. Newcastle's challenge is convincing him that the future at St. James's Park is worth staying for. If they fail, Eddie Howe could lose one of the most vital pieces of his tactical puzzle. And over at Manchester United, a different kind of drama is brewing around Casemiro. The Brazilian midfield general, once the symbol of United's fight and composure, now stands at a career crossroads. The club wants to keep him, but on reduced terms. His current wages are massive, and the board sees this as the moment to regain control of their salary structure. For Casemiro, it's a question of pride as much as money. Saudi Arabian clubs are circling again, promising not only a financial windfall, but also star treatment in a league already home to Cristiano Ronaldo and other global icons. Last summer, United blocked his move because they couldn't find a replacement. Now the situation is different. They've stabilized somewhat, and with his contract nearing its end, Casemiro has the power. He could stay in Europe, return home to Brazil, or accept a life-changing offer from the Middle East. Each option represents a different kind of legacy. Stay, and he remains part of United's rebuild. Leave for Saudi Arabia and he cashes in on one last payday. Go home to Brazil, and he writes the fairy tale ending every fan dreams of. The next few weeks will decide not just his future, but the shape of United's midfield for years to come. And then, there's Endrick, once touted as the next big thing in Brazilian football, now facing an uncertain path at Real Madrid. His dream move from Palmeiras was supposed to launch him into superstardom, but instead, he's struggling for minutes under Xabi Alonso. He barely played under Ancelotti, and now history seems to be repeating itself. For a player who thrives on rhythm and confidence, sitting on the bench week after week is slowly draining his spark. That's why Marseille have stepped in again. They wanted him in the summer, but couldn't close the deal. Now, with Roberto De Zerbi desperate to inject fresh energy into his attack, the French club is back at the table, and this time Endrick is reportedly open to the idea. For him, the move makes perfect sense. Without playing time, his dream of representing Brazil at the 2026 World Cup is fading. Marseille can offer him what Real Madrid can't right now: guaranteed minutes, less pressure, and a real chance to grow. But the French side isn't alone. Juventus, PSG, and even West Ham have expressed interest. Real Madrid remains silent for now, but sooner or later they'll need to make a decision. Keeping a frustrated young star benefits no one. So, as the window edges closer, the transfer world feels ready to explode. Lewandowski could be swapping Camp Nou for the Wanda Metropolitano. Arne Slot's future might be decided by the next match at Anfield. Casemiro could trade Old Trafford for Riyadh. And Endrick, once Brazil's next big hope, might need to leave Madrid just to find his footing again. Every storyline connects to another, and the rumors aren't slowing down anytime soon. And now, it's your turn. Which move do you think will actually happen? Should Lewandowski take the plunge and join Simeone? Will Liverpool stand by Arne Slot, or is the writing already on the wall? And can Endrick really rebuild his career in France? Let us know your thoughts down below.